Did you know that the greatest cold case in American history left behind exactly one clue? A single word. And for 400 years, almost everyone has been reading it wrong. 1587. 115 English settlers land on Roanoke Island off the coast of what is now North Carolina. These aren't soldiers, they're families, carpenters, farmers, lawyers from the streets of London with their wives and children. Sir Walter Raleigh's grand project, the first permanent English home in the New World. But they arrive too late in the season to plant crops. Within weeks, one settler is found dead in the shallows. The food is already running out. Their governor is a gentleman for such a brutal place, an artist, a map maker, John White. And on August 18th, his daughter Eleanor gives birth to a baby girl, Virginia Dare, the first English child ever born in America. 9 days later, the colonists make a decision. Someone must sail back to England for supplies, and they choose the one man whose paintings could convince investors, the grandfather. He leaves behind his daughter, his granddaughter, and a promise to return within months. He will not see that island again for 3 years. In 1588, Spain launches its armada, and England seizes every seaworthy ship for war. White begs, he petitions, he finally scrapes together 2 small vessels, and pirates attack them at sea, loot the supplies meant for the colony, and send him back to England wounded. The rescue mission, robbed before it ever crossed the ocean. By 1590, his only way back is as a passenger, on privateer ships hunting Spanish treasure, captained by men who care nothing for his colony. On August 18th, he finally wades ashore at Roanoke. It is Virginia's 3rd birthday. The settlement is silent. The houses aren't burned. They aren't wrecked. They've been taken apart, beam by beam, board by board, and carried away. No bodies, no graves, no sign of any struggle. Then it gets personal. White finds the chests he buried 3 years earlier, dug up, torn open. His armor eaten through with rust, his books rotted, his own paintings ruined by rain. Everything he was, scattered in the dirt. On a tree at the bank, 3 letters, C-R-O. And on a post of the palisade, in capital letters, CROATOAN. Now, the detail that changes everything. Before the governor sailed, the settlers had agreed on a code. If they were ever forced to flee in danger, they would carve a cross above their message. He checked the tree. He checked the post. He checked every surface in the settlement. There was no cross. So this wasn't a cry for help. It was a forwarding address. CROATOAN, an island 50 miles south, home of the one tribe that had stayed loyal to the English. They had packed up their houses and told him exactly where to look. All he had to do was sail there. The next morning, a storm snapped the anchor cables and drove the fleet out to sea. The privateer captains refused to turn back. There was Spanish gold to hunt. White was carried home to England against his will. He never crossed the Atlantic again. Years later, he wrote that he had no choice but to leave his family, to the merciful help of the Almighty. He died without ever learning what happened to Eleanor, or to Virginia. So what did happen? Modern science has been quietly closing this case. Tree ring data shows those exact years suffered the worst drought in 800 years. Staying put meant starving. And CROATOAN was never a cryptic word. It's Hatteras Island, clearly labeled on White's own maps. When archaeologists excavated there, they found 16th century European objects inside native villages and thousands of tiny iron flakes, forge debris. English blacksmiths working in a CROATOAN town. One more twist. On White's own map, hidden under a paper patch, researchers discovered a secret symbol marking an inland site, and when they dug there, they found Elizabethan pottery too. The colony didn't vanish in one direction. It split and was absorbed into the land. 115 people walked out of history by following their own plan. They left a note. We just spent 4 centuries calling it a riddle. So here's my question. Was the lost colony ever really lost? Or did we just prefer the mystery? Tell me what you think in the comments, and subscribe for the history they got wrong.